Good evening. I'm Anthony Pico from Viejas, and the bird singer's here, like she said, Blue Eagle Vigil. He is the lead singer. Want to raise your paw? Yeah. And the Jamie LeBrake from Sequan. And let's see, Stan Rodriguez. He's from San Isabel. Yeah. And these folks are very, very dedicated people. They mostly sing at death ceremonies, and they are in quite high demand. So during the death ceremony, they sing all night. They sing and dance all night. From maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon, when the body of the deceased arrives at the tribal hall, till about 9:30 the next morning, when it's time to take the body usually up to the church where they have mass and they have burial, and everybody goes back to the original place where they started from, and everybody has a community dinner together that's hosted by the deceased's relatives. These people, like I said, there aren't a lot of singers and people who take up this calling, because it's extremely brutal, having to stay up all night. So they're people of great stamina, dedication, love for their people. They are extremely generous, kind, of a significant spiritual estate. And they take on the burden during the evening of the emotions of the person who died. And so they, like I said, they are dedicated. They sing in different places, not only in Viejas, but Sequan, Jamul, Verona, Viejas, Manzanita, La Posta, Huillapai, Campo, Jamul, Quichan near Arizona, near Yuma, Cocopah, near Somerton, which is south of Yuma. And I know sometimes they come up to North County, Rincon, and San Pascual, Paula, and up into Kuya country. And so it's not unusual for them to be singing and dancing and providing the sacred ceremonies once a week, sometimes for weeks on end. And so it takes time for a person to replenish themselves. And if people on the reservations do not have a way to heal from relatives passing away, because the death rates on Indian reservations is significant. We lose a lot of young people through addictions, automobile accidents, disease. And so we frequently go to funerals and have to carry that burden of remorse. But the songs themselves have a certain cadence to them that resonates throughout the body and causes healing. Because these people could not go sing all the time and take on that burden of being remorseful if there wasn't a healing component with it. So that's why when we do these ceremonies, people come from all over. Sometimes you don't even know who passed away. You just know that they need your sympathy, your empathy, your closeness, that physical attachment and connection. And so we encourage each other to weep, to cry all night, to get that emotion out of you, because it's healthy. And so as they sing through the night, somewhere maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, if you go often enough, you can tell what's happening when the adrenaline starts kicking in. Songs get a little louder, get a little faster. And I have sung before for like 16 hours. And when it's time to stop, you don't want to stop because it feels good. It's like a runner's high. And but that's how we heal. And so if you don't have an outlet to heal, then and if you deny that, then it can cause problems. And our older people used to say that all the time. You know, you have to go, and they used to always say too, is that go with where the family is feeling bad and be with them, hug them, hold them, show them the sympathy and the empathy, because you're going to be where they're at someday. And so we reciprocate in that way. So they're going to sing some songs. These songs are literally thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. We don't know how old they are. If I was to guess, you know, and they were going to shoot me if I didn't say anything, I'd say maybe they're 7,000, 8,000 years old. I don't know. Some of the songs are in a different language, whereas the language we're all speaking right now, you know, 20,000 years from now, if we're still speaking the same language, there'd be a whole lot of different words. We might not even recognize the language because the language continues to evolve. And so it's the same with us. But the songs are about the journey that we took from the Colorado River into Lake Cahuilla, which was at the time, it was where like El Centro's at, where there's a freshwater lake there and fish. And that eventually dried up. And they moved here up on over the mountains. And this area here in San Diego, and in North County, I think there's only 2 places in the temperate zone of the northern and southern hemisphere where the ocean and the foothills and the mountains and the desert are so close together. So the diversity in plant life, when our people used to use fire ecology to renew the land, and it was one of the most populated places outside of Mexico City, and it was by design. And so I just wanted to properly introduce them and pay my respects to them and all the sacrifices that they make.